an indoor cat, and I'm keenly reminded of this when I do head downtown back to the area near where I grew up, which is Yonge and Dundas. I just love being surrounded by the energy of downtown, by young people heading off to university. The university right near here is called Toronto Metropolitan University, which used to be called Ryerson University, which is where my mom got her degree. I still love this place. And I love my old haunts from when I was a teenager growing up in the 90s in downtown Toronto. It was such a vibe, so many great memories, so much freedom, so many cinemas I went to, so many places I went to eat with my friends. It's just, I'm reminded of how much I enjoy it. Just basic things like walking around and just getting the street vibes. So today I'm meeting my wonderful friend for lunch at a place called Salad King, somewhere I've been frequenting since I myself was in my late teens. One of my best friends worked here, and when I tasted pad thai for the first time at age 18, I have not been able to stop eating it since, except for that one period where I got food poisoning from another place in Montreal and then I couldn't eat it at all for 10 years, but we're on a tangent here. There's now an IKEA downtown, which is kind of wild. It blows my mind because it used to be the most epic, stressful, like Odyssean journey to have to get to an IKEA and back, especially when you had no car and you lived downtown, as I did for many years, but now we've got this one downtown. And I just enjoy poking around in here. It's cool. I'll show you what I picked up later. Well, that was fun, but tiring. Nothing like public transportation to basically drain you of your life force. I only got two quick things at IKEA. I was actually thinking about getting a picture frame to check it out for some art that I would like to frame up. In the end, I did not get it though, because I did not feel like taking like 4 frames home with me on the subway and then the bus. So the first thing I got was just a 99-cent shampoo dispenser. It's just a dispenser for soap or whatever, but I have another one upstairs like this. So I got this one for my husband's shampoo because his shampoo bottle is gigantic and I don't want to look at it anymore. So his shampoo will be going in here. The other thing that I got, my friend was like, is that for a giant? Is this literal huge metal shoehorn? And the reason it's so long is so that you don't have to bend down and put your shoes on. So I was joking to her, when you're old like me, you'll understand why you need this, which is just so that you don't have to bend down to put your shoes on. You can do it while standing. And this was $4.99 from IKEA. It is called the Omtanksum. These IKEA names, they're gonna kill me. And this one is called, it doesn't say, but it was only 99 cents, so I think it was the least expensive one that they carry. It's later in the evening now and I'm heading out, and who do I see but Mr. Gray Squirrel. If you know, you know, he's been in the last number of my vlogs, and he's eating, oddly, a yam. Not a sweet potato, like specifically a yam with a reddish skin and a white inside. And where did he get this? Unclear. I joined a fiber arts group about a month ago, and it was one of the better decisions I've made lately. What I really like is that, first of all, it's free. It's at the local library. What I find great is that it's actually not too intense in terms of social interaction. You can sort of just retreat into your own project, and that's fine. You can just hang in companionable silence. Perfectly acceptable. I'm going to say the group is about 8 to 10 people, and it's all ages, and it's just really mixed, nice. The vibe is just really gentle, supportive. Cloudy like this all day, but it never rained, so that's good. Look, some cosmos are still alive. This is the route I take, and it's about it's exactly a 15-minute walk, which is kind of nice. Absolutely freezing out. Glad I've got my mittens with me, but I forgot a hat, and I'm sorry for that now. Did I also mention it's rush hour? That's why it's so trafficky. About half of this group does crochet and the other half does other stuff, and I do embroidery, but when I found out that one woman in the group does bobbin lace, I lost my mind and I basically begged her to bring it and show it to me. Let me tell you, bobbin lace is an ancient art, and you'll see a lot of it if you look at Rembrandt's paintings. He's one of my favorite artists. This stuff is worth more than its weight in gold, or at least it was back when it was a real show of wealth. Nobody knows how to do this skill. This lady does Maltese bobbin lace, and I first learned about this on TikTok. She's explaining to me here, so she's not going that fast, but you should see people, and you should see her go full speed making the bobbin lace. It is something to behold. I was enthralled. I will never get to see someone, I don't think, in my life make bobbin lace right in front of me. And she brought this huge thing just so that I could see it. It's something that I will never forget. I'm so glad I got this tiny little bit of video. Picked up some olive bread at the bakery near me. There's like 5 bakeries near me. I'm all for bakeries, but I feel like maybe we don't need 5 in the neighborhood, but hey, Happy to have these small businesses and support them if I can. You'll see my laundry out in the line. I don't know what's going on. What in the global warming is happening right now? It is never this mild this time of year. I'm in a t-shirt. The weather's in the 20s today, so I'm a bit confused. But anyway, I'm gently toasting a grilled cheese, which is something I do often when I'm vlogging just because I don't have time. I don't have time to get a full lunch together, so I just do something quick. So while that finishes cooking, let's spin around here. I got a new microwave because my last one died on us, which I guess is fair after 7, maybe even 8 years. But look, okay, so this is just an LG microwave, and this is the brand that I had last time. I just wanted to kind of repurchase the same one. But they changed something. Look at this. You can't just press this. It doesn't open. You have to pop this button here on the side and push this like at the same, so push this and push this at the same time to pop it. What in the what? I don't know how I feel about that. I mean, this is calling for a level of coordination I'm not sure that I have in my life. And that, my friends, is what we call vexing bourgeois conundrums. It's an unproblem, but if you're getting an LG microwave that's new, maybe you just want to check out how the buttons work before you buy one. I bought this one online. That's why I didn't really know it did that. Just while I'm finishing toasting up this sandwich, I wanted to tell you that I got something really cool in the mail. I mean, not this microwave. I got a Current Body mask. The people at Current Body asked me if I wanted to try their new Series 2 LED skincare mask, and I have the Series 1, and boy, I had a lot of fun goofing around with this thing a couple years ago. You can watch some of my oldest vlogs where I got it, and you know, I would just terrify my husband by flicking it on while he would come up the stairs. And they sent me the new one. It's worth like 650 Canadian dollars. It's such an expensive product. And the cool thing is they didn't ask me like to make a video or anything. They just asked me if I wanted to try it, which is kind of a soft sell for me to make a video about it, but I did that. So what I've been doing in the last couple days also is just testing it out, and it's kind of a natural, well, it's not natural, but it's a non-invasive way to experiment with skincare and I guess maybe upping my collagen level. And I'm also trying it out for a month. The grilled cheese turned out pretty good. That's the laundry behind me. I'm gonna try it with some leftovers at tzatziki, which I know is not in any way traditional, but it's what I had in the fridge. The grilled cheese didn't come out perfect because I was a little light on the butter, as I sometimes am. So it's mostly just golden around there. I need a napkin, and there was one hanging right there, so that was handy. Maybe I'll even paint outside today, like take advantage of this global warming while I can. I don't know. I'm not complaining. I like it. So unfortunately, painting outside was a bit of a no-go on account of it being quite windy, and the dust was sort of blowing in my eyes and making my eyes itchy. So all the clothes had to come off the line, and now they're just in the dryer for a quick spin, heat them up, get the dust off. They're remarkably dry for this time of year. I've never dared to put them out, you know, in the frost time of the year. So look at this. Let me show you my tiny collection. These are just tiny little nature treats that I pick up when I'm out on my walks. An acorn, some extra water for my watercolor. I highly recommend this lamp if anybody needs a task lamp. It is a Honeywell, and it's probably like 25 bucks or something like that. It's great for when I just need to thread a needle, or I just need a little bit more light when I'm drawing. One thing I'm hoping to get soon though, if I can afford it, is a new camera for vlogging. I am right now using my phone, my smartphone. It's a long story, but I used to have like a dedicated Canon camera. It was very high quality. I sold that when I kind of wanted to get out of the YouTube game, and also it was kind of like the specs were not quite high enough for what YouTube prefers right now, which is 4K video. And then, you know, I upgraded my iPhone, so the iPhone does a really nice job. I mean, my last year and a half has all been done pretty much on the iPhone, and I think it's okay, it's acceptable. The key thing is really the audio quality, and my audio is usually passable because I wear a mic. Anyway, who cares about all that? What I'm trying to say is there's this expensive investment type camera that is for vlogging. It looks like a teeny tiny ET, and I'm debating on whether to get it. So if I do, I will let you guys know. But you know, it's like one of those things where I don't make enough money on this channel really to justify buying all this gear. Even this thing is gonna be over $1,000 Canadian. Do I wanna spend that? Like when my smartphone still does the job? But on the other hand, it would make things so convenient for me if I did have it. And it would be nice, because sometimes I'm like making a video and then like I get a message on my phone while I'm making the video. So it kind of has a way of kind of driving me a little bit nuts. I don't know what to do. Anyway, I'm going to start painting. That's what I'm up to now. Okay, you're gonna find this hard to believe, but since I filmed that tiny little segment complaining about this phone and wanting to upgrade, the phone fell off the tripod onto the floor 2 times, and that has never happened to me before. I feel like that's my sign that I need to get the new camera. Am I reading into this too much? I've forgot to tell you guys that recently I had a really big win. I sold a painting that I wasn't even advertising. I posted it up on Instagram, and someone who's actually a friend of mine from university who I haven't seen in decades, she moved to California. She saw it and she asked me if she could purchase it, and I was just thrilled to send it off now to its new home. It's neither of these two that I'm painting, even though one of these ends up being a lemon painting that you'll see at the end. But it is a genuine thrill to have your work connect with somebody and to know that they intend to put it up somewhere in their home. Like, what an honor. Art is amazing. Now, one of the reasons I did not put this up explicitly for sale is that I'm only just starting to dip my feet into that world. But not just that, it's actually a study of Shada Campbell's work, and actually these paintings are from one of her YouTube tutorials, and technically it's not the best form to sell on a painting that is actually based on someone else's artwork, but I just want to say for the record, if you ever see my painting and you want to paint and sell something of mine, please go for it. It is so difficult to make any kind of living as an artist, so if you're inspired by my work, I give you full permission to sell it. Sell it, get as much money as you humanly can. If it's painted by your hand, I personally don't consider it to be stealing at all, or bad form, or anything like that. But I know some artists would feel otherwise, so I try and be respectful of that. And you know, these kind of works are not technically for sale, but I'm not going to turn down a friend who I haven't seen in decades who wants to own something that I made. I just don't have the heart to do it, so I will deal with any art world consequences if that does end up happening. So I did get a little camera, but I'm not sure I'm going to keep it. I didn't go with any of the ones that I had mentioned previously. I found one that was waterproof, but the problem is the screen is so tiny. So I purchased this mic separately. You've probably seen a ton of people using these on vlogs. Don't worry, I'm not going to be holding this every time I vlog from now on in, but I think maybe I'll just keep the mic and return the camera because I can't see anything. The screen is so tiny. And sorry, but I just cannot squint all the time. So we're back to Old Faithful with my corded microphone. Look how long this thing is. It's ridiculous. I have not said this yet, but if you don't mind liking and subscribing, that would be very helpful for me. It will help me bust out of YouTube algorithm jail where I've been for the last year or so. Okay, I think I'm gonna secure this. Look how big, look how much this is. I'm gonna secure this with some hair ties. There's still some flowers out and about, look. This is a bee going about its business. It is so late in the season for this. Not that I'm complaining. I suspect this is the last mild fall walk of the season for all the leaves fall. Still a lot of orange, still a lot of green, not a lot of red, and red is the best color, so let's see if we can find some. Small tangent to tell you about this particular type of housing in Toronto, which is kind of interesting. These just look like, you know, detached houses, and they are, but they have 3 units on them. One on the top, one in the middle, and then there's like a basement apartment, and you can even see that there are 4 mailboxes, so I guess that one's broken up into 4 apartments. And then this one, judging by the mailboxes, has 3 different apartments. This housing stock is from, I think, the 1960s, and it was really great for people that didn't have a lot of money to have an entire detached house for themselves. They could still have a detached house and then rent out the other units to try and make up the mortgage, and then maybe as their family got older, have like a multi-generational living situation. For example, here's one that's modernized, so it's the same idea, but obviously they've, you know, stuccoed the exterior, but you can see that there's just different levels. And again, it just looks like a regular house, but if you look, there's like a number of mailboxes. And I'm not planning on moving right now, but I keep my eye open for these. I think it would be kind of nice to have a multi-generational home maybe for when my son gets older and I want to downsize. It's something to think about for the future, especially with housing being completely unattainable for today's young people. See what I mean? Very little red this year. I shouldn't complain though, this is just so beautiful. Dogs are doing their zoomies at the dog park. Ugh, one of them won't stop barking though. There's always a kind of lazy one. These ones are just standing around facing different directions for some reason. So nice to get this little bit of nature right in the city. That's a pedestrian bridge. Let's go check it out. I'm looking for something to sketch, but I have not found a lot of inspiration yet. What is this? So I'm going up like, I don't know, 1,000,000 steps. And if you hear me, I'm not winded at all. And the secret is really just remembering to breathe a lot because we hold our breath when we're on steps. So don't hold your breath, just continue to breathe a lot. Here we are at the top. It looks like cars can go, but it's just for pedestrians and I guess bikes. Incredibly beautiful, but all green, no red. Looking around for a flower or something lively to paint, and I'm not finding anything. So I think this leaf will have to do. Perhaps not my best effort, but I did do it in just a couple minutes. So peaceful out here. I wish you guys could be with me. There's just a few people walking back and forth. I've been able to sit here and sketch in complete peace with just the odd passersby. I will tell you one thing though, when you sit down like this, you can really smell people's laundry detergent. Seriously, as soon as they pass, you get a big dose of it. It's like as strong as perfume. I really could stay out here all day, but I've got to get home. I genuinely don't know where everybody is today, but I am not complaining. I'm used to it being overcrowded, not quiet like this. This is street art, right? You can see it's art. There's a matching one on the other side. This is not street art. This is graffiti. That is street art. That is also street art. This is graffiti. Or more specifically, that is just a huge tag by, I'm not gonna call them a street artist, I'm gonna call them someone who likes to do graffiti. So how does the street art stay intact, and how come people don't go over it with a tag? Well, the unwritten rule of street art is that if you go over it with a tag, you're something called a tool, and it is not good to be a tool and go over someone's legitimate art with your stupid tag. So that is why you'll see street art, and then you might see a tag above it, but not over it. Same on this side, you can see the street art and then someone has tagged both of them. That is not the artist. The artist would be this person here. You can see it. See right there? Let's get closer. So Alfalfa, I'd be willing to bet that that is the actual artist. It is, yeah, because Alfalfa also did this, which is very much in the same style as the other one. Hey, look, another piece from Alfalfa. This is a subway emergency exit. Looks like a nuclear bunker. This is our indoor hockey arena, because this is Canada after all. Can you see? There's a Zamboni dropping off what I presume is ice. Let's get a closer look. That was just dropped off now. So no, it hasn't been snowing yet. That is just ice from the rink that the Zamboni cleared off. I've been trying to come to a conclusion about what the American version of Swiss chalet is, and I don't think there is one. Maybe Kenny Rogers Roasters, maybe a mix between that and Cracker Barrel, but this is real comfort food for a lot of people. Not me, I didn't really grow up with it, but I do like coming in once in a while and just getting hot chicken and so much gravy. This is Union Station here, and I'm off to a conference today for, sorry for all the background noise, for content creators. Actually technically a photography conference, but I think the organizers were smart to make it more about content creation, so here we go. The cool thing about this is that, as you know, I'm looking for a camera, so I'm coming here with my friend today. We're gonna have a look at what's new on the market, and I get to test these like in real life, which is exciting for me. Sightseeing bus. It is enormously busy down here, as it always is. I've not been here in years. This place is bigger than I remembered. Look at these beauties. There's Canon back there. Yeah. Look at this dog as the model. He's so cute. It's my friend Jess there. She's holding up the treat so the dog can look. He's so cute. Sweet. This is another Sony demonstration, and there's a big crowd of people just listening to the lessons that he's giving, and they've got their gear with them, and they're taking pictures and videotaping.
We are getting some light on her. Now, a couple of different, well, that kind of likes a bit of a hard light. I would probably start with a very simple way to diffuse.
This place is absolutely vast, and it's been quite difficult to find a bit of a quieter spot for me to record, but this is my first time at a show like this, and I'm really enjoying it. There are a lot of pro photographers here, a lot of content creators. I've seen live streamers carrying around their rigs. It's just like all types here. But the real reason I came is because I wanted to see a panel featuring some content creators that are Canadians that actually live near me. They're all gathered on a Sony panel, which is happening in a couple of minutes. So I gotta make haste to catch that.
Respectful and esteemed.
Kind of what the focus is, maybe, please?
My name's Steckly. My YouTube channel, you can actually find it at youtube.com/Katie.
Called Answer in Progress. Our whole channel is about reigniting a love of learning. We ask questions and document the whole journey of question to answer.
I'm Patrick Tommaso. I have two channels. The main channel is about filmmaking. I talk to directors, cinematographers, do video essays.
My name is Mark Bennett. I have a channel called Camera Crisis because I started it in my 40s, like midlife crisis, plus I can't decide between cameras. If you want to know what I do, it's just a much worse version of what Gerald does. Gerald, like short, uninformative Gerald. That is me.
Not being someone who knows a whole lot about camera gear, I was a little over my head for most of this conference, but I did really enjoy this panel. Just watching these YouTubers kick it together and just hang in a casual environment and give answers was really helpful. Then I looked at this drone. Even though the conference was super busy, full of people touching and trying all the gear, I did get to check out the cameras that I intended to see, but I'm not sure if either of them is for me. We'll see. After that, Jess and I headed back home, going back through Union Station over to the subway.
I had the best time. I guess I don't need this anymore. I actually got to chatting with an older gentleman, and I had to explain to him what a vlog was. I was like, yes, it's a combination of like video and vlogging. He was so confused. He's like, do you have a really interesting life? And I'm like, no, I don't. I really don't, but people still enjoy hanging out with me anyway. And he was just extremely confused, but very, very kindly about the whole situation. David, if you're watching, hey, this is my boring life. Okay, so very quickly, the other thing that I haven't told you guys, and it's kind of a secret, but maybe you figured it out yourself, I don't vlog always consecutive days. So while I'm not exactly cheating, if you see it kind of go to the next day and I haven't said it's the next day, sometimes that's because I've taken a couple days off, which I don't always mention because I'm trying to create kind of a vibe. I'm trying to create sometimes kind of a theme. And when I'm not in the mood to film that theme, or I just don't feel like what's happening with my life is pertinent to that, or I'm just working a lot, like you don't want to see me sitting at the computer for hours and hours. That's just not fun. I'll skip ahead a couple days, so I have done that, although yesterday's footage was actually yesterday. Anyway, that story of me explaining vlogging, it kind of reminds you, you may get in your head about all these kind of things and whether you're doing a good job vlogging, and it's important to realize there's many people on the planet who have no idea what that is, because when you do say it out loud, it sounds quite ridiculous. On the other hand, it was good to get perspective, which I think when you spend a lot of time online, you start to lack perspective, so that was really interesting. I will never forget that interaction. It was just so much fun. That's why it's important to get out and about and to be a bit of an outdoor cat. You just meet all kinds of interesting people and have cool conversations you would never do staying at home. I'm feeling very energized by the day. Jess and I had a lot of fun together, I have to admit.
I haven't even had dinner yet. It gets dark so early now. Finally a bit of red. I can just faintly see the moon up there. It's been a lot of fun, but it really is time to wind down now. So I've just got a chill, quiet evening planned. Just going out for a little walk to get in my steps before dinner. And then I think I'm staying in tonight. Even though there is an embroidery group happening in a cafe, that normally would really intrigue me. I do want to go. I just want to stay home and do some skincare. You may have noticed I'm wearing a poppy, which is what we wear in Canada for Remembrance Day. They do it in the UK as well. Watching these littles run around the park reminds me of when my son was that age. I could not get him to leave. It would be hours that he could stay. Then of course they get older and they trade the playground for the screen. Look how big this leaf is. Oh, that's huge. Just a little more fall splendor before they're all down. Now that the sun has gone in, it is chilly. So once again, I've got my gloves with me. I've gotten so much wear out of these already. Look at all the fun they're having. So cute. They've already had snow in some parts of Canada, but luckily this is not one of them because I'm not ready. I really am not. I didn't show you guys my painting after I finished drawing yesterday. I'm going to use this lamp that I told you about. There it is, November leaves, and I used watercolor. Actually kept yesterday's leaf. These are really just quick sketches. I actually think I did not a bad job. And I enjoyed coming home after and just adding a little bit of watercolor to them. This leaf shriveled up so quickly that the next morning I actually couldn't use it anymore, so I had to compost that. This one stayed nice and flat, so I guess maple leaves dry on their own quite nicely. So now it can just join my red one in my end of fall collection over here. One of my favorite things to do once in a while is like call it quits on the whole makeup of it all very early on in the night. Like as soon as I can, oh my gosh, it's getting so dark in here. Let me put a light on. Like soon as 6 p.m., 6:30, as soon as dinner's done, because I like to eat dinner pretty early, I'll come up and I'll take all my makeup off and then I'll just chill for the rest of the night. And then, yay, I don't have to like undo a whole bunch of makeup at like 10 o'clock at night. And that's how you know you're getting old, my friends. When I'm wearing long wear foundation, as I am today, I have to use like a cleansing balm. So I have this one from Naturium that they sent me in PR, and it's fine, it's pretty good. I've used better, I've used worse. It seems to me very average, so if you see it on sale, maybe it's good, but I don't know if I would pay full price. And then after that, because that's kind of greasy, I break up the makeup with this, which my mom gave me because her skin is just a bit sensitive for it. It is Clarins Gentle Renewing Cleansing Mousse. Smells really nice, but it's fairly average in terms of cleansing power. So both of these together are not like holy grails or anything like that, but they're adequate, like they do the job. My other big skincare hack, especially if you're using like retinoids or anything like that, is don't use hot water if you can humanly avoid it. I stopped using any kind of hot water and it made such a difference. I couldn't believe it. Like tepid, like warm, lukewarm, maybe even cold. The problem with cold though, and like using a cleansing balm, is they don't work that well together. Oh, that's attractive. That looks good. I mean, on one hand, this is a horror show, but on the other hand, I know that the mascara is coming off at least. Okay, I know it's hard to look at me, but really just using the most cold water that seems to work with the products that I have has made a big difference in my skin being a lot less dry and a lot less like flaky bits. You know, when you use like retinol products and your skin maybe gets like oversensitive over, I don't know, what is it called? Retinization? Cold or cool or max lukewarm water really helps a lot. Here's the foam. So this is step 2. Even after all that, there's still a problem, which is that I still have mascara and long wear liquid eyeliner. So then I use CeraVe's Hydrating Micellar Water, and I really do like this product, so I do recommend this. And this will just take off the rest of the eye makeup. Like, I'm sure there's a better combination of products to use, but I am still searching. Oh my gosh, I had a hair in my eye. But I have to experiment because when I change foundations, I have to also switch my skincare routine a little bit according to the days that I'm wearing long wear and the days that I am not. Just a plug for CeraVe though, their products are so good. I'll put links down in the description. The other CeraVe product I really like is Hydrating Foaming Oil Cleanser. You can see we're almost done here. So I will be repurchasing because I'm almost done. And then for my son who's in his teen years and, you know, he's got teenage skin. You know, you're at the age maybe where you need salicylic acid if you're following what I'm saying. This is his CeraVe Renewing Essay Cleanser. Salicylic acid cleanser, again, not too stripping, not too drying, leaves behind a moisturizing film because he has combo oily skin, but if he treats it, then it becomes very dry. So it's actually good at helping with both those two situations. These have a cult following. CeraVe's products have a cult following because they are really good. Everything I've tried I've liked so far. Lo and behold, some adult acne. Just when you think you're done with acne, then you get wrinkles. Then you get wrinkles and acne. Oh, hey, look, you can see some of my paintings. I painted this acrylic, I think when I was still in my 20s, and then that's a more recent watercolor that I don't like that much, but it's just up for now. The saying, when it rains, it pours, you know? That's been me for LED and like anti-aging skincare devices. I was offered to beta test for a totally different company, and I can't tell you who it is now, but I'm putting on the serum. Ooh, that smells good. And they've given me a device, and I'm just beta testing this device right now. I've got a lot going on skincare wise right now. I don't know about that. I feel like I just basically electrocuted my face. So I'll keep trying it for the week like they asked me to, but unclear. I've never used one of these kind of devices before. A little bit beyond my comfort zone. I think I actually want to go upstairs and put a proper reusable face mask on. If you think I usually spend this much time on skincare, I absolutely guarantee you that I do not, but today is a bit of a special day because I have a little extra time tonight, so I thought, you know what, let's take it to a 10 out of 10 level. I'm gonna put on some Naturium Multi-Peptide Moisturizer. This I think has vitamin C in it. Yeah, vitamin C and panthenol. Again, it's fine, but it pills under makeup, so I can only wear this at night because I can't put any makeup on top of it. Anyway, thin layer of this on top of the serum that I had on from the as yet undisclosed product that I'm not allowed to talk about. While I'm doing this, I want to talk to you guys a little bit about, and this is going to be the thought that I leave you with, about what's going on with YouTube. Have you noticed on Google, it doesn't send you to websites anymore. It kind of gives you a generative AI little text summary, so you don't even have to go into the website if you don't want to. I've noticed that in the last couple weeks. And you know what's coming to YouTubers? And they actually asked me to participate in a pilot project for, but I don't think I'm going to, is that now they're going to do what they do with search for websites. They're going to do that for video. And this is hard to envision, but what I think they're going to do is And they've always done some sort of light version of this, but I think what they're going to do is show like a little snippet of your video. Like say your video is about, I don't know, say it's a review of this moisturizer and I said like it does this and it does that. They're just going to take a little snippet and serve it to people on the search page. So if you type this in, it might show like, it won't encourage you to necessarily click into my video, but next to it, it'll just give you like a text summary of what's in my video. So I guess you could click it and go into the video if you wanted to, but if you just want to quickly read it, why would you ever go into the YouTube video? And they're offering me to put my content and my videos in there, and I don't think I'm gonna do it. That's not the relationship I'm trying to build with people. Does that make sense? Like, I'm not making videos so that you can just read a 3-sentence text summary. I'm trying to connect with people, and I feel quite strongly that what I'm trying to do is, I mean, can you take me seriously at all now that I'm putting this thing on? And I'm sorry, I know that this is one of several scares we've gone through together in this video, but like, where's the artistry? Where's the enjoyment? Where, for me as a creator, it's depressing. Does that make sense? Like, imagine you've made something, you've poured hours, and this is maybe less applicable to vlogs. Like, no, I was thinking you couldn't do it for vlogs, but you could, because in my past video, I was making like an authentic Cantonese chicken stir fry. And if it's gonna scrape it, maybe it'll serve that to somebody, so maybe they still will click in the video to see it. So maybe vlogs will be scannable and maybe more people will watch my vlog because of that, but like, what if they don't? Okay, it's been about 5 minutes with this on. I didn't want to film the whole time. I don't feel that that's a step that they're taking for creators. I think that that's just for people quickly wanting to find information through search. So now they're gonna scrape and serve up YouTube videos as well. And I think that probably it's inevitable and that is what will happen to my videos. But like, I don't feel comfortable signing up for the pilot project to start from now, even though maybe I would get more of a boost of people seeing my videos that are more specifically like about products. It doesn't feel right. And aside from what I just said, I think I'm having a bit of a struggle to articulate my feelings on it. I feel like it's inevitable. It's like the inevitable march of AI. But on the upside for me is because yes, I make review videos still. And I'll be honest with you guys, like if you don't make review videos at all, that's where AdSense comes from. Like you get more viewers if you make like product review videos. You know, if I made a video about this, you know, Apple mouse, I would get definitely more views than this vlog, I'm sure, within the same time frame. So I guess what I'm trying to say is like the upside is that's not what I'm trying to do anyway. And like people who are here, and if you're still here, thank you. People like you are here because you just enjoy the vibes, right? You're here for a hangout session. And so that's good because that's kind of what vlogging is all about. It's like sharing time, sharing space with each other. So on that hand, it's good, but like maybe making reviews going forward is not a worthwhile endeavor anymore. And then fewer people make reviews because what's the point? It just gets summarized on Google's search page in 2-3 sentences. I don't know, it's like a slippery slope that I'm trying to wrap my head around. You know, I'm also a writer, like that is my background as well. So this whole world is like, it feels like this inevitable doom march. And I'm sorry to be negative about it, but I think if you're on the receiving end, that is great. But if you're on the making end, I don't know, I feel like so many of these things detract from our humanity. And to be honest, that's also why, without getting too philosophical here, why I'm really into making art right now. I'm always trying to express how I feel about things, and that is what art is. That is what being a creator is about. And that's very human. It goes back to the cave painting days, or like when people would decorate themselves, you know, they find ancient humans with necklaces, with embellishments on their clothes. We're all trying to find a way to express who we are to the world. And I think that that will still continue. So I actually am positive. I'm negative about maybe some digital things, writing, YouTube videos perhaps, but actual art, like art made on paper, I think that there will always be a role in humanity for that because we're always seeking beauty. There's nothing like seeing something amazing with your own eyes. I mean, just even look at the conference I went to, even though it was all about digital creation, really. It was just so cool to be somewhere. Like there's still that vibe that you get when you're in a space with people doing something similar, excited about something similar, stories to exchange, learning about different people's lives. I don't think that that is going to go away anytime soon. So that is it for the vlog, everybody. These masks are highly effective. This one is from Provence Apothecary, which is a Canadian company. I'm sure you can buy these on Amazon. There's nothing necessarily special about these. You just rinse it off when you're done, hang it up and stick it back in its packaging until the next time you need it. But I'm going to leave you off there. Thanks for watching. We had a lot of fun together. That is my pajama top. I'm sorry, I should have moved that before I sat down to film this. And with that all said and done, I am now going into indoor cat mode, and I will see you on the next video.